we got the work done we wanted to get done, 60, 70 snaps. Got a long ways to go. Held out a lot of people on defense. You know, it was an okay scrimmage on the offensive side of the ball. Way too many administrative penalties. It was great to have the officials here again. Put together a decent drive. We got knocked out of the drive 2 times by, you know, penalties back to back. So we got to get better in that area, which I believe we will. You know, the defense made some plays, got some turnovers, scored a touchdown on defense. So there was some good things there. I think we had 3 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken, and then we scored on defense also. So you know, it's a solid day. We got to get all the guys again back healthy, and away we go.
Can you provide any insight on the quarterback battle with Tanner and Phil? How those guys performed today without watching the tape?
You know, without watching the tape, I'd say that they both did some good things, and they got put behind the sticks a few times. Made a couple plays in the air, had some drops, which we haven't had a bunch of drops. So we had a couple big 3rd down drops that would have put us in a position to go down and potentially score, and you know, we didn't make the plays. So you know, both those kids are still right there, and you know, like I said a long time ago, I mean, we may know who the starter is, but we're not going to say who the starter is until, you know, he jogged out on the field for the LSU game. So there's no big announcement. Don't make a big announcement for the right tackle. Don't make a big announcement for the starting nose guard. So we're not going to do that for the quarterback either.
Gary, how much input will you have in that decision?
A lot. A lot of it. So me and Andy will sit down and discuss it, and away we go.
Gary, you said last week that the walking wounded, that none are out for LSU. Yep. Is that still the case?
Yeah, we gained a lot of momentum in the last 48 hours on injuries. You know, Derek Watt played some today. There was you know, a number of guys that we could have gone today if they needed to defensively. We held out some guys as precautionary purposes, but we're going to be real close to firing on all cylinders as long as we stay healthy from, you know, the rest of the way through. But we're getting them in those cold tubs, hot tubs, 3 or 4 hours of treatment a day, and right now it's paying off.
What is your biggest health concern at the moment?
Again, I would just say now we want those kids to practice because they need the reps, but we want to make sure we don't bring it back too soon, and that's kind of it's a delicate juggling act, and that would be my biggest concern.
The guys you held out today, guys like Cheekway and James, could have gone today, not going.
If we were going to play, they would have played. Okay. Yeah, they did not play, but if we were going to go play a game, they definitely would. They ran around this morning and looked good. Jesse would be the same. If we had played today, Jesse would have gone ahead and played. We held him out this afternoon, and you know, Vince would have been marginal, but he'll be back in the middle of this next week. So there was about probably 6 or 7 defensive starters that didn't get out there and do much today.
Where does Michael Trotter stand in that?
Neither Trotter played today, but would have again. If we'd have played today, they both would have played in the game, no question. But they didn't take a snap today. Neither did Landish. So those 3 linebackers I talked about early in camp that really had to stay healthy and be where they need to be, we were 0 for 3 on them today. So hopefully we get them back. But you know, I think they would have played if we'd had to.
Looked like Caleb Kinlaw was out there.
Now it's your quarterback. Is that philosophical or tactical?
Both. You know, no, it's not really philosophical. It's tactical. I mean, does that gain an advantage? I think. You can probably sit down and watch practice and see the direction it's headed, but I just don't think we need to make it a big, you know, it doesn't need to come across the wire because we name a starting quarterback, so we'll just keep it in those lines. You mentioned Caleb?
Yeah, was this the first time you've been?
It was. Caleb's been in practice. He's gone through some 9-on-7 individual drills, quite a few of them. This was his first live reps. It was great to see him out there. He had some productive runs, not just at the end. He did some nice things in the middle of the scrimmage, and then obviously you guys saw him at the end.
He's a lot of time.
Excuse me?
In a perfect world, do you want to redshirt Gillens this year?
In a perfect world, I'm still undecided on that, and I think Andy is too. I would say anytime. I would say yes. In a perfect world, just it's nice to have a young man to have another year, you know, as you move forward, and so I guess I would say yes.
What factors might lead to that changing?
How effective we are on offense, you know, the direction that the offense is truly heading as we go through the season, and what we can absolutely do best. You know, I think that's we're going to be able to run the football. We know we have to run the football, but what is the direction of the throw game? What is the direction of, with the athleticism at the quarterback spot? But that's where we would make that complete judgment from there. Now DJ came in today. That's the best he's looked. He did some nice things today. Got rid of the ball we needed to. Made a nice play with his legs, and you know he didn't have a whole bunch of. He's got a bunch of young players surrounding him there, and he made a couple plays.
Is it time for Kinlaw to surpass Deal in your mind for that 3rd tailback spot?
Yeah, he's a different back, as we all know. He's kind of a scat back. If he can continue to move forward with that injury, you know, if he does some of the things he does today, he'll definitely get a look and being in the mix for the 3rd tailback spot.
What does Deal need to do that he might not be doing to solidify it in your eyes?
I think Taiwan is just he's just getting used to Division I football and being a running back. It's a hard position. It's a physical offense. There's a lot that goes to it, from learning it to the physicality to run the power play and the stretch and the zones, the pass protections. And he seems to me he's gained momentum, the last really 48 hours. And it's the toughness factor to walk in and contribute an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, we all know that. From a fullback, we know that. But to walk in here in this offense and deal with the physicality day in and day out for a young freshman, true freshman, is hard, and he's adjusting to that.
Even though you're not willing to, or you're not announcing who the starter is, do you feel like the play is there, the ability is there to have a quarterback that could go in and potentially beat LSU?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I think we're going to, with the adjustments we continue to make within the offense, and that's the key now, is to get the best guys on the field and build the offense and the defense and the special teams around it. But I expect good quarterback play, whichever one of those young men play, and I also, same things expected from a D-line, O-line, or wherever you want to take it. But we'll put out a good quarterback out there that give us a chance to absolutely win.
Is that decision going to be made? You guys have made that decision with the quarterback?
No.
Or is it gonna be after today?
No, it has not made. We have not made that decision yet, and I couldn't say, it's absolutely going to be made tonight or tomorrow. But we'll move in the direction pretty quickly here in the next few days.
About the progression of the receiver core just through today?
Yeah, I've kind of stamped those guys throughout camp as really growing up, and I would say right now we've kind of stabilized. We hit a little bit of a wall. We dropped some balls today that we didn't have not dropped in the past, and we made a couple plays, but we dropped a couple big ones. So we'll continue to evaluate them. I expect more out of them. I would say that after today's scrimmage, and I think that we'll get it out of them. Coach Beatty will keep coaching them, and they care a lot. Their care factor is there. They just appear to have kind of just, not necessarily hit a wall, but they've stabilized their progression a little bit. Yes, but they should be back next week.
Are you still looking at Lubern?
Or middle of this week, excuse me, not all next week.
Are you still looking at Lubern with the ones at safety, or where?
Lubern is running with the ones now. Moose is won't be back for a few days, so Lubern is the one free safety right now, and he continues to progress and do a nice job.
Gary, you've been really good about providing access for us throughout camp. Why close this scrimmage?
Just the only reason that I decided to close this one for the period of time that it was, I just felt like there was the information that we could possibly help us win a game. We did a lot of things from a scheme standpoint that we want to definitely protect, from an offensive side, from a defensive side, and a special teams side. And I know it's your guys' job to cover it, so if you see it, you're going to talk about it because it's your job. So that's the real reason. Anything else? Okay, thank you guys. Appreciate it.